Robert Downey Jr. is coming back. This might be a very bad idea. I am not one to always go with the hype. I like to ask questions no one else wants to. Don't get me wrong, this man has been great. An underrated actor who fought through drug abuse and became my hero, your hero, and our Iron Man. He carried the Marvel character not just in name but in mannerisms, becoming its only approved likeness. So much so that Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. He didn't just play the character, he became him, and because of this, I went the extra mile to dig deeper just to see what everyone else seemed to refuse to acknowledge. Let's explore why Robert Downey Jr.'s return might actually be a bad idea, and I'll share my hot takes along the way, so stay tuned. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has been on a roller coaster of emotions since the news broke out about RDJ possibly returning. While some fans are ecstatic, others, like me, aren't so sure. Here's why I believe his comeback might not be the best decision for the MCU. First, let's talk about the potential disruption to his legacy. Tony Stark's arc was beautifully concluded in Endgame. Bringing him back risks tarnishing that legacy. His story was told, and it was told well. We can all agree on that. There's something sacred about martyrs. Keeping them that way is a part of what makes their sacrifice resonate. His return has potential to undermine the significance of that sacrifice, especially the emotional payoff it gave us in Endgame. For me, revisiting another arc for Tony Stark would lead to a sense of repetition and diminish the impact of his original storyline, even if he's introduced as a variant from another timeline. But still, I'm just saying, it's a risk. Another major concern is how it might affect the MCU's narrative moving forward. The franchise has been working hard to move on and introduce new characters, but by bringing back Tony Stark, it could shift the focus back to the original Avengers, stifling the growth of these new characters and even making the storyline feel stagnant, which leads me to oversaturation. We've had a decade of Tony Stark. I mean, he's iconic, no doubt, but it's time for other stories and characters to take the spotlight. The MCU has a massive roster of heroes, and we still haven't gotten a Blade movie or Gambit. Channing Tatum was literally born for that role. Ever since Deadpool and Wolverine came out, fans have been rocking the Gambit costume like it's their wedding outfit. As much as surprises are fun, sometimes it's good to just give the fans what they've been asking for. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. By bringing back Robert Downey Jr., even in some other role like Dr. Doom, we risk diluting the impact of other characters and reducing the overall diversity of the franchise. This brings me to a key point. Does the MCU really need to keep relying on the old guard to stay relevant? The MCU needs to take risks. It needs to innovate with fresh ideas and stories to keep audiences engaged. The more they rely on past successes, the more they limit the potential for new characters like Shang-Chi, the Eternals, or even the upcoming Fantastic Four to truly shine. And at this point, it feels like the MCU falls under one of three categories. It's either one of their heroes is an Avenger, X-Men, or the Fantastic Four. And while that's cool, it would be better to have more independent story arcs like what they did with Venom or Ghost Rider. And no, contrary to popular opinion, Robert Downey Jr. is not Marvel's savior. That title goes to Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Let's be honest, the MCU was starting to fizzle out and Deadpool helped revive the franchise. If RDJ returns as a character like Dr. Doom and the writing or directing falls flat, it could instantly tarnish the Iron Man image. It's a risk for both the character and the franchise. If Marvel really pushes through with Robert Downey Jr.'s return, I hope they bring in the Russo brothers to direct it. I mean, those guys nailed it with Civil War, Endgame, and even Infinity War. At least with them at the helm, we might see some hope for Avengers Doomsday. I'm just saying. So that's all from me, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments. Should Robert Downey Jr. come back or stay out? I mean, is Marvel making a mistake here? Let's talk about it.